I came in here thinking that Jason had tattoo of the day, and I am literally flip-flop to wanting to send him home.
Over this drawing?
It's not the drawing, man. It's the tattooing. The head and the claws do not match the rest of the tattoo.
I love this drawing the most.
This week, we're testing consistency.
Consistency is being able to show pretty much the same thing over and over again.
There's no better test of consistency than an image so iconic that any inconsistency will be obvious. Comic book characters.
Yes. Challenge is pulling off comic book tattoo or making it as direct to the comic character at hand. People that are comic nerds, which I say that proudly, they know when something's off.
Founded in 1934, DC Comics is home to the world's greatest superheroes, like the Green Lantern, Superman, and Wonder Woman, and of course, Batman. But this week, you won't be tattooing a superhero. You must tattoo a super villain.
Without villains, you have no need for heroes. Generally, villains are more dynamic than the hero themselves.
Because he has a fresh scar going across his left leg, I flipped the image and put it on his right leg instead. A face should always face it. Definitely pulling out all the ammo.
I take what I do know of Poison Ivy and create my own version of what this character is.
I don't necessarily know that new skill's ever going to come up in the challenges, but I figure this is about the closest thing that I'm going to get to really put it out there, so.
This is my style of tattooing, so for me, I'm in a good running to win this challenge.
I'm super stoked.
3, 2, 1. That's it. Time's up, machines down. No more ink.
Wow.
Love it?
I love it. I really do.
He screwed the pooch. He did not follow the challenge. He took a comic book style tattoo. He did a beautiful new school tattoo. Okay, Jimmy, did you come here just to get more new school business, or did you come here to compete?
Today, we tested your consistency by asking you to tattoo a badass supervillain. Jackie.
You have a lot of beat-up line work in this thing. You jacked it up. Because of the very thin, weak outlines you did in the face, it doesn't look solid. It looks too weak. We've been battling line work all along.
Not all along. Chris, it's no disrespect to you.
No, I'm just saying. It doesn't convey comic book inking, it conveys a scratchy line. Consistency. You made a major alteration to it. It's backwards. You flipped it, therefore now he's burned on the opposite side of his body, so you're basically altering this pseudo-history.
It'd be wrong to do that, for sure.
I didn't even think about that.
Jimmy.
The big mark that you missed today is comic book. You went and did something in your own style, and I see a really big difference between cartoon style and comic book style.
As a guy who draws Poison Ivy, I think it missed the mark. She should be a seductress. She's not drawing me in.
I don't draw it every day, so that's your area.
Well, that's why I'm here, I assume. You missed in capturing the essence of this character.
Bottom line is I'm 100% happy with what I turned out.
This is a game. This is not a comic book tattoo. Today, DC Comic Day. Your tattoo should look like a comic book.
I executed the tattoo, I did what I did, and I stand behind it.
Jackie, Jason, Jimmy. Any one of you could justifiably be sent home. Jimmy, you're here because the human canvas jury voted that you had the worst tattoo of the day.
I stand behind my tattoo. Not everyone's gonna like what I do, but I've been doing it for 20 years.
But you can't stylize something to the point where it's unrecognizable. This is not Poison Ivy. It's a cutesy little cartoony green creature. You've missed the essence.
Can't make everyone happy.
You want to win or not?
I do want to win, yeah.
Why are you in the bottom? Bad decisions. You got a room full of 8 comic book nerds. They're gonna pick the one they like the least. Which one are they gonna pick? The one that doesn't look anything like a comic book. That's yours.
Jackie.
If this was my tattoo, the fact that the wrong side of the face is burned would bug me.
I fell short a little today, but I think that you can see that I'm a good artist.
You're in the final 8, and there's a strong technical field with you right now. And this tattoo just does not represent that for you.
All right, guys. The judges have decided. Jackie, you do not have what it takes to be Ink Master.
There's a lot of technical difficulties here. This late in the game, still showing these technical imperfections, it's gonna hurt you.
Please pack your machines and close shop.
I definitely saw myself going further That sucks because I know that I could win this. I know that I'm a very well-rounded artist. My mom, I wanted her to see me, go to the end.
Tim, Amanda, and Chris, you are all up for elimination. But you have one last chance to save yourself. Tomorrow, the three of you must face off in a final 6-hour knockout tattoo.
That's a lot of tattoo.
Based on your work, one of you will be packing your machines. Clean, since your team has the most artists saved from elimination, you've earned the power to assign the style and subject matter for the knockout tattoo.
Come on.
What style and subject must they tattoo?
Color, realism, bouquet of flowers.
In 6 hours.
Bruh, that's not gonna happen.
Get that little piece of that orange one that sits between there, and you get right there.
TJ, why don't you just get in there and do the tattoo for her? Jesus.
That's what teamwork is for, baby.
Man, oh man. I didn't see you over there helping Chris like that.
TJ's helping out Amanda and Tim, so I guess I'm just getting pushed to the side again.
How's everybody doing? Everybody's doing pretty good. It's good to hear.
They're gonna stab me in the back. I know it, they know it, 100%.
I'm leaving it. I'm done.
You got 1 hour.
You know what? It. I'm finished with this tattoo. I did what I needed to do. I got in and out, and I'd rather be finished early than it all up and finish late.
Check it out. Wow, it's like a sticker.
Today you had to fight against your own teammates to stay in this competition. Based on your work, one of you will be packing your machines. Amanda. There is really nice detail in the stems, in the leaves, in the wrapping, in this front-facing orange flower. I like all the skin breaks in there, making that thing breathe. Your use of outlines really helps bring these flowers forward.
From a distance, very clear what it is, very bright, but the red flowers looks a little muddy.
It has almost more of a camouflage-like feel to it, like it's a dark tone, and then you come off to a pink. It's just very harsh, it's very abrupt. Overall, your color palette's dynamic in your flowers, but I don't think the execution of the way you put the color in hits the realism challenge. It just doesn't have that soft, photographic look to it.
Chris.
First look at this tattoo, it's pretty slick. The colors do stand vibrant. You got some rich colors, you got some bright colors.
The ribbon here is the shining moment. It stands out nicely.
My only thing is that it would not have bummed me out one bit if you would have taken it to a little bit darker tones on the edges just to create a border so that this tattoo has a little bit more strength.
I didn't want to chew them up.
Yeah, that's horse. You think an outline's gonna chew him up? Give me a break. It's not going for the win. That's my point.
Okay, judges, it's time to determine who's going home.
The red flower bums me out.
Amanda's straight up and down. You can tell exactly what those are.
I mean, there's no doubt about it. Mine's 3 flowers tied together with twine. If it was ribbon day, Chris takes it. Above the ribbon, though, it's hard to see what's going on.
What was asked today? It was a bouquet, right? I see 2 bouquets and some flowers, but I do not see 3 bouquets, and we were asked to do bouquets.
Definition of bouquet is a creative arrangement of flowers, period.
That looks like it's just one plant with 3 flowers coming off it.
I think it's bull. Tim hits the bouquet.
You can read Tim's bouquet, all separate flowers, from a distance. So, in my opinion, Tim's safe. What do you think?
I second that.
Good job, Tim.
So, it is a tough call. It's between Chris and Amanda.
I do like Amanda's more just because I can tell what it is. Chris is the bottom part below the ribbon. I'm not a fan artistically how that looks.
Is it just one stem?
I mean, that is interesting because it's supposed to be 3 flowers.
From a distance, Chris's could look like just one big, crazy, elaborate flower. You don't really see the definition between all 3 flowers.
Especially with the stem on Chris's, I would think that this is one big, crazy flower.
Amanda's, even with her muddy peony, that thing still holds so much contrast. I can't see Chris's tattoo.
I agree with you, TJ, that Chris's is the hardest to read.
Exactly.
My final decision to go home is for Chris.
I'm voting for Amanda.
Overall legibility's got to count for something, man. My vote's for Chris.
Chris, the judges have decided you do not have what it takes to be Ink Master.
You're one of the most naturally talented tattooers I've ever come across, dude. I hope when you leave here, you show the world what you can do, man, because I know what you can do.
These are the days that suck the worst because a great tattoo is going to go home.
I do think that we'll see a lot more from you in the future. Perfect yourself. Come back and kick some ass in this room.
Please pack your machines and close shop.
Thank you, guys.
Today, you must turn a mistake into a masterpiece by tattooing a cover-up.
My life.
Oh, come on, man.
If there's anything I don't enjoy dealing with, it's someone else's mistakes. You have to design a tattoo as a cover-up that genuinely just looks like a solid piece of work.
I won the cover-up challenges, guys. I know what to do.
She's open to just having a cat and flowers.
Cool. Stay away from a jaguar stuff because that's like Chris's spirit animal. He will rip it apart.
I could rock it out, though.
You're gonna lose depth, you're gonna lose contrast, you're gonna lose everything.
I am just a little bit flustered that Josh isn't budging on his idea of what the tattoo should look like.
Really don't think I would go home on
Don't.
this.
I've had to prove myself every single day of my career. I can do this.
I'll send you the bill for 25 grand you cost me, and I'm telling you that is the absolute
Dumbest idea.
worst choice you can make.
Did exactly
You
what you told
are
me not to do.
Just the most exquisite listener I have ever met in my life. You are.
I want to prove to myself that I can do this, that I can do a good tattoo, a solid tattoo.
Throughout my career, I've been told that I won't get that far and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So am I brave enough to step forward and be vulnerable? And I think that is a huge thing for me. Like,
3, 2, 1. That's it. Machines down. Time is up. No more ink.
So awesome. Those eyes are ridiculous.
Today, you had to tattoo a cover-up. Holly.
You achieve the cover-up fine. It's the rest of the tattoo that falls short.
It's a pretty clunky design. The fact that this branch only just goes one way and all sticks tight together, you could have done something different with it just to make it a little more attractive at first glance.
I hate this tattoo. There's a tree branch growing out of this woman's ass. Also, there's a back that is creasing.
That is swelling.
No, what is swelling is the surrounding area within
What is swelling is your head right now thinking you got us when you're gonna go home.
Really? You're talking about big heads right now, Sorry, girl, but if I had that tattoo, I would have to cover up another cover-up.
My canvas loved it, so I'm gonna stick behind it.
Do it.
Behind you with it too, so.
Somebody's got it.
Janelle.
You have an attractive looking tattoo. You do a great job with the cover up. There's nothing that's gonna show through from that tattoo.
But you did a very flat, non-detailed image. Your outlines are pretty shaky in here. The outline on the top of the head, the outline around the bottom of that black hook on the leaf on the bottom, there's challenges left and right on this bad boy.
We both could have banged that thing out with that much detail in 2 hours.
I think that you're trying to save some people.
I'm not trying to save anybody because I'm not blind right here, man.
Nikki, why did the men's team vote Holly to the bottom?
Doesn't hit detail. The nose literally looks like a spider. Not only that, you should never just tattoo a branch, let alone coming out of someone's butt.
I just don't agree with any of it. I did a clean, solid tattoo. That's what we're here to do.
That is not a bad tattoo.
It is not a good-looking
That
tattoo.
thing is rock solid.
Can you really tell me that there's actual fur detail in that jaguar? At least Cam had texture and detail. There's no fur detail. There's a bunch of
Cam's nose of his lion was as big as that whole tattoo, and there was still no texture.
Cam's got better shading and better application, and Holly's lines are cleaner. Her color's in more solid. Strictly based on technical application, my decision's for Janelle. The thing that we are known for doing in this competition is putting ink in skin. Who did that the best and who did it the worst?
That being stated, I would sway my vote to Janelle.
The judges have decided, Janelle, you do not have what it takes to be Ink Master.
Every decision from here on out is just gonna be harder and harder.
It comes down to the smallest things, but I feel like those technical things are what it is.
I appreciate you guys. I'm taking everything in. Maybe next time.
Janelle, you're badass.
Please pack your machines and close shop. Good job. All of you lost your style battle and are up for elimination. 2 of you will be going home.
Like now?
However, you will each have one more chance to fight for your survival. Tomorrow, the 5 of you must face off. The artists that just defeated you now have the power to call the shots.
Damn. Artists, you'll determine the style and subject that all 5 of the artists facing off must tattoo.
I got an idea.
Take a minute and discuss.
What the are they gonna pick?
Black and gray illustrated.
I'm into that.
I think that gives Jimmy a fair chance.
He's gonna be fine.
Yeah,
cool.
All right, guys, what style and subject must the artist facing off tattoo?
Black and gray, illustrative, griffin.
What is a griffin? I don't.
What do you usually like tattooing?
I usually do more of like abstract kind of surrealism, sort of. Ever since I got pardoned, I've just felt like I've had to restrain myself and just put out work that I wouldn't ordinarily be happy with. I'm tired of it, man. I want to do a tattoo that I walk away and I'm proud of.
Ooh, look at you, Jason. The tricks.
I'm feeling pretty confident that overall, it's the most dynamic drawing that has been done so far in this competition.
Did you see the other drawings?
Jimmy's is damn near close to traditional.
It's like super flat. Like you guys are drawing in 3 dimensions and he's drawing in 2.
There's a lot of pressure on me right now. Because if I go home, it could hurt the Midwest, it could hurt the East, it could hurt our alliance.
How's it looking?
Looks good.
This is not a traditional tattoo. This has outlines. That's it. You know?
Jason and Raul need to go home. And as far as I'm concerned, it's my job to get rid of these mother.
3, 2, 1. That is it. Time is up. Machine's down. No more ink.
This tattoo is sick. I mean,
That looks awesome, man.
How do you feel, man?
I'm just feeling deja vu. From the last face-off, the 3 of us.
When we sent Jason home, that one?
Yeah.
I mean, I think the biggest difference between this face-off and the last one is now Jason doesn't have a safety net.
Well, 2 people are going home today, and I know 2 of them that are safe is me and Jarrell. Who the other 2 are, that's on you guys.
Today, the 5 of you had to face off for your survival, and you were being tested on technical application. Based on your work, 2 of you will be packing your machines. Let's see how you did. Jimmy.
The drawing for me is tough. That tail tucked makes him scared. If you see any animal that's rearing back from something, it tucks the tail and it shows fear, and then you have the hands posed down instead of out. It doesn't look ferocious enough.
But I will say, on technical application day, you do have a lot of really clean outlines, and you do have a lot of rich black, and all your shading is very uniform throughout this entire tattoo. It does look very smooth, but the overall look of the image is a bummer.
Next up is Jason.
I do love the head. I think you have the best drawn head. Your claws and your paws are cool.
I was just trying to make it cool. Griffin, and I was just going for fantasy art.
The steamy steam hair that's coming off of everything definitely gives me the inference of mystical magical.
But you also have some messy stuff where the chest and the shoulder turn into the wing. It's just all guesswork what's really going on right here. Some mag drag, some light wash lines, some real shaky little lines, dynamic drawing, but it gets pretty out of control.
So much for artistry.
It's a heavy day today. 2 people are going home. It makes it tough.
My heart's invested in this, and I want to make sure that we make the most proper decision we can make. I'm looking at drawing, and I'm looking at application.
Strictly from a technical application standpoint, Jimmy had like the most solid outline today.
I came down here to send Jimmy home on this drawing. I dislike the tail tuck. I dislike the appendages.
But when you talk about application, the shading is applied very consistently. Jimmy and Jarrell, I think they're safe today just on cleanliness.
The reason Jimmy edged himself out is because at least it's legible.
That's crazy how this turned.
So Jarrell and Jimmy are safe. It's time to determine the second artist that's going home.
I'm torn between both.
I came in here thinking that Jason had tattoo of the day, and I am literally flip-flop to wanting to send him home.
Over this drawing?
It's not the drawing, man. It's the tattooing. The head and the claws do not match the rest of the tattoo.
I love this drawing the most.
Zoom into just the chest and look at the chest like this. You couldn't tell me that's feathers.
Right, but the idea of a tattoo isn't to look at a part of it.
It is for me. If as a boss and an owner of a shop, I would.
I understand, but I will say the one silhouette that I have a hard time with is Frank's. I don't know what it is when I'm looking at it, so for that reason, my vote's for Frank.
But application, we say all the time, is first and foremost in everything you do. With that being said, my mind is made up. Jason.
You can't just abandon clean tattooing at any point in this competition and expect to stay. My vote's for Jason.
The judges have decided, Jason, you do not have what it takes to be Ink Master.
You're an amazing artist, man, but you're just not the play it safe kind of guy. My hat's off to you.
Thanks. Please pack your machines and close shop.